What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. So yesterday I made a video on Shiba Inu and the Shiboshi situation that's going on, and I said Shiboshi, not Shiboshi. It is a new NFT launch that's supposed to be big for SHIB and the ecosystem and all of that there, right? Obviously, I don't think it's going to be the biggest thing ever, and I don't think they're all going to be bought out. If they do, then I mean, it's another money grab for them. That's the way that I look at it. Um, so, I wanted to talk about in this video because while we understand the situation that we in, while we understand where Shiba Inu is and the amount of trading that's going into it, the amount of burns that has happened with it, and the future of that, right? The question always remains like, are you going to be a Shiba Inu millionaire? And I know a lot of people believe that that's going to be the case. And while I won't completely count it out, while I won't completely say 100% no, it's not going to happen. Every day that we go along and we are not consistently burning with everything that they are doing, that they are deciding to build, because we decided to put all of our eggs in one basket, we are kind of limiting that level, the ability that we can get to some of these places where it would make us a millionaire and how much you have invested. Now, again, this question all depends on exactly how much you have invested overall. And if you don't have enough invested, you're not going to be at that level. And not only does it matter about how much you have invested, but it also matters about when you decide to sell. Because there's a lot of people that have issues with the fact that maybe they feel like it's worth too much or they made too much. If you go from $1,000 to $20,000, there's a lot of people that will say, no, I'm not going to sell. I'm going to diamond hand it. I'm going to hold it forever. But those same people will probably turn around and be like, you know what? This is a lifetime, it's an opportunity of a lifetime, right? And what I want to do is I want to take half my investment. I want to take $10,000, which will be my initial investment plus a ton of profit, and leave the rest that's in there. And if I could become a millionaire from that, then great. And that's the way, honestly, you should treat it is, you take profits, you take your initial investment that you wanted to take, and then you settle on whatever you think it's going to get to in the long term, right? Set some long-term coins aside. But a lot of people like to claim that they are going to hold on forever and go from $1,000 to $100,000 and still hold on to it without taking anything. And that's not the case, right? It all depends on when you sell. It all depends on how much you have. And it also depends on how much is being burned, but I really don't know what that level will be. As of right now, from what we've seen, it's kind of just a drop in the bucket overall. So guys, if you could, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. Also, if you guys want to start trading, you can trade on Margex. Let's say you already have a history of trading. I don't recommend that you start trading crypto with Margex on leverage trading. I recommend that you start trading on like a Coinbase or doing it on a wallet. Understand crypto a little bit more before you get into leverage trading. But honestly, if you're familiar with trading, this is a fantastic platform. You can trade Shiba Inu here. It is at a 1K plus price. So it's basically moving zeros so that it looks, a little bit better, but still, is the same price that it was. I don't know if I'm making sense with this, but it's just showing you at a higher price point because I guess they can't do it by the amount of zeros that it does show there, because they do the same thing with Pepe. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, I could explain it in a different way in another video, but hopefully it does. But anyways, you can trade Shiba Inu at up to a 25x leverage if you want to. I've made money on Shiba Inu already. You can leverage any other position that you want in order to trade Shiba Inu. And you could also trade Shiba Inu. You can leverage Shiba Inu to trade Shiba Inu to gather more Shiba Inu in the end, if that makes sense. If you want more information on leverage trading, I'll provide that link down below. Also, I have on Patreon where I have a whole breakdown of leverage trading overall. But if we look at Shiba Inu, it currently stands at about that added or drop zero level, right? Almost 4 zeros and a 1. It's currently at 5 zeros and a 9. It's down about 3% on the day, and we're seeing it at a $5.7 billion market cap. $168 million worth of volume. Now, I remember the days where this used to be a standard $700 million worth of volume, all the way up to $1 billion or $2 billion worth of volume. And in some cases, we saw this at multiple tens of billions of dollars during a day, a single day, because of the amount of interest that was in this. And there's still that level of interest. It hasn't gone away. You have 1.3 million. I don't even know if it has increased to 1.4 million holders, but you have about 1.3, almost 1.4 million holders within this position. It hasn't gone away in the amount of popularity. But the point is that it hasn't seen as much volume as it's seen before. It will see that level of volume. I believe it will still skyrocket and we will still see it at a price, but the difference in where people believe that they will be a millionaire and the reality of what will happen is, drastically different. We assume that we would see burning, aggressive burning, and every year we would burn trillions upon trillions of supply. Just know that this has been multiple years, a couple years, actually a few years since, this has been launched. What was it, 2020? And now we're still seeing it at the same level of supply that it was before. Is that insane how we thought that we were going to burn trillions of Shiba Inu and we're still at the same supply? And the reason is not because, we just thought something that was just ridiculous to burn down that supply. That's not the case. The supply should have been burned down by the community as well as the people that are kind of leading that community. And the people that led that community kind of led us astray, right? They put us out to dry, right? They hung us out to dry. Is that the saying? And they basically shot down everything that the community had to offer, where we were going to burn a hell of a lot. We would have had businesses that burned probably tens or hundreds of billions per month, compared to what they could also burn associated with that. But they decided to say, no, we're not affiliated with those. We're just going to focus on what we can build, and we'll burn throughout our projects. That's what the ecosystem dev team did. And everything that they've built, they haven't done any type of burning. The only burning that they did was more recently with Shiberia. And now even their Shiboshis or Shiboshis, they're not even using, Shibarium to launch these NFTs. They're using the Ethereum network because there's not much volume over there. And it's more about the money grab, less about the activity and less about burning Shiba Inu, when that should have been the case. I don't understand that at all, but I'll leave that as it is. If you want to check out that video, feel free to check out that video. But the question still remains, as we go through this entire video and we talk about Shiba Inu, will you become a Shiba Inu millionaire? And the chances of you becoming a Shiba Inu millionaire for the standard person is slim to none, right? Right? Slim. It's very, very slim. I'm not saying it's going to be absolutely none. It's slim, right? And it also depends on how much you have. Because if you have 100,000 that's sitting in here, right? I believe that could be a case where you have that potential chance to get there without even factoring in any burns. You have $100,000, that gives you a 10x from where we are, which I truly believe we're going to get back to a 50 or even $60 billion market cap. So that level, yes, you can get to a $1 million, and I believe you have that easy potential to get there. However, once you start decreasing down, you get to $50,000, you now need to see a 20x, which could also happen. You get to $20,000, you now need to see a multiple X of that, right? You get to $10,000, right? And people that are holding $1,000 or $100, they're thinking, hey, you know what? I'm going to make $1 million from this. And things change because of the mindset of the people that are leading the community. I'm talking about the information that's out here. I believe that a certain play could have that potential. But the issue is that if the leaders of this community, and I would say leaders because people look at it that way, and everything that Satoshi does, everything that any one part of the community, any person part of the community does, any person part of the dev team does, they look at them as a leader. And if they decide to do something, it's the next biggest thing because that's the way the news sources are reporting it. And while this has had no script whatsoever, this video, it shows like it's all falling in place. Everything's all falling in place. I'm still holding about 100 million Shiba Inu, but I can tell you I do not expect to become a millionaire off of Shiba Inu or become a SHIB millionaire. I expect it from the entire crypto portfolio, but not from Shiba Inu specifically. If it does happen, fantastic. I'm ecstatic, but I'm not banking on it because this community or this ecosystem dev team is providing just a drop in the bucket from when we need, like, you need to turn the faucet on and leave it on for a full year. Like, we need to see trillions that are burning off, and we have yet to burn even 1 trillion. We have yet to even get close to burning 1 trillion. We've yet to even get close to burning a half of a trillion. Like, so how could we expect to burn 589 trillion while they're not providing anything? With the millions upon millions upon millions of dollars that they made, they can't provide a single bit of burning that's associated with all those millions upon millions of dollars from the Shiboshis, from the Wellies partnership, from the John Richmond partnership, from Shiboshis eventually, from the Metaverse lands, the Salem Metaverse lands, Bone, Leash, Shibarium, all of these things, and we can't see 1 trillion, at least 1 trillion that's burned off. Like, that's something that hurts because I believe in this community so much. But if the people that are essentially kind of leading the charge don't believe in the community's efforts, and then, why should the community believe in these leaders of the Shiba Inu, of the community? Now, again, I don't know how you feel about them, but I know I said from the start that they just are in it for the money grab, and they will continue to offer a bunch of money grabs to the community, the Shiba Inu community, until we get tired of it. And I think we are tired of it, but we also need some clarity. We also need some closure. And the closure comes probably when Shiba Inu rises to some of these levels and it still has the market cap that it probably has, but it rises to like $57 billion market cap and somehow starts to slide and then levels out. That's when you have that clarity of exactly where it will be. So hopefully we see something bigger happen, but I don't want to get your hopes up and say that everything that they are doing will make you a Shiba Inu millionaire, but it really depends on exactly how much you have. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.